She's someone I've been in love with since I was 22 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient.
Satisfied child, please child, what have I at any point watched you for over 24 hours now? Who going to watch the child me be? She says you I got to do exactly the same thing for this child here. And I'ma need you to close the up discussing my child. I'ma need you to close the up and simply love John and avoid this. Since this is our family who going watch the child you currently out said it's superstars, have forever been in the blend for something ludicrous. Yet after the trick that Blueface and C. Shanrock pulled today, I'd say they should be restricted from utilizing the web and brought to prison promptly as Blueface took to Twitter to uncover his own child's very own photos. The express pictures that Blueface spilled grabbed the eye of the web so quick, requesting them to be secured and have their children taken from them forever. Yet what precisely caused Blueface to release his own child's photos? This entire web dramatization began when Blueface took to Twitter to freshen up their relationship issues, calling attention to some unacceptable that Cran has been doing by not being there for her family, saying I couldn't care less about Cran's sentiments, my child is harming consistently. And she's behaving like she's not a contributor to the issue. He keeps on tweeting about his infant child that is just 14 days old, giving fans realize about his clinical issues access his lower area. He said child actually ain't had a medical procedure for his hernia. She lying discussing he's sound. Hello, what up's up? So look, I'm not concealing this here, telling everyone business. So Jade didn't get a medical procedure. So I don't have a clue discussing gracious the child needed to get a medical procedure. He in all actuality do require a medical procedure, yet he didn't have a medical procedure. He wants a medical procedure for his hernia. 'Cause his daddy need to talk all this little this bull. So we will clear it up. He didn't get a medical procedure yet, and yes, he truly do needs to get a medical procedure for hernia. He doesn't have an in light of the fact that the hernia it is so large, and she's consistent on here discussing me, and might fix our children first then. At that point, they'll get another person to ride. He kept on placing Cran in the warm seat, saying you had a child on live, yet you frantic about the reality of the situation being experienced. This was as yet the start of the story as Blueface still kept on circulating out Khan's business and uncovered her for being a horrible mother. He added more fuel to the fire, expressing felines out the sack. Cran has been a mother for quite some time, and she's centered around in being outside, rather than her child's a medical procedure and hernia. Yet after this tweet things wound up taking an odd wind, stunning the web fans didn't support this ball at all, saying this was taking things excessively far. Certain fans even went to the extent that maxim they believed that the grieved couple should be secured and put to prison for their activities, explicitly for Blueface posting and uncovering his own two-year-old child's clinical issue on the web. Blueface got such a lot of reaction for the unbelievable tweet. He wound up saying it's my child. I'll post his assuming that I need to the who will tell me not to quarrel up or quiet down. This was certainly an unforeseen reaction. Yet what was Crazine's response to Blueface releasing their child's unequivocal picture? Well, when Cran awakened and saw all that was going down, she burned through no time happening to the web, and tending to the circumstance, revealing insight into her actual sentiments and contemplations. She said in a crushed tone, you're doing misfit, you're doing yourself. Don't I don't represent, you really want to get lost today, you really want to go to prison today. I ought to have called the police right now. I don't need that karma. Shouldn't I call the police? I figure you ought to report that, since that is all there is to it's okay. Cran Jor, and I will traverse this will come out immaculate or broken in the end. Who posts their children for clout? Yo, this damages so terrible. So you glad to post our own child's pee like brother? Is this lawful as a mother? Do I call this? In what the yet? Why you sitting up on it? And afterward I message him like, what's up, right? What we doing? For what reason are you internet? Referring to his hernas for cloud. He like, you're not my be like, he's harsh. So bye. And by I don't have the foggiest idea how to manage and as a child father that is speedy too. And afterward, he believe I'm savaging with little child. Since what I'm tweeting I don't not have anything to do. With nothing let me the be I don't actually have a clue about the video that it ought to have been sufficient you need to continue onward. With this better believe it, she was excessively troubled about what was happening and was obviously shattered by what Bluefist said, as well as posted about their 14-day-old child Cran, went on in a progression of tweets. Expressing Blue, you been dropped quite a while in the past and insane. Didn't actually realize you posted our child's deck via virtual entertainment. With this man knows how to hurt me, brother. I got nothing else. To say Blue, this ain't your child any longer, Blue. I got only love for this grievous circumstance. Obviously, this was insufficient for Cran. So she wound up going on an Instagram, lived to vent out her disappointment, in the desires to discover some sort of reply regarding the reason why Blueface would release these photos of their child via online entertainment. Cause at first I'm similar to you believe should do this he attempt I just can't with this. He's strange, he's unusual as. And afterward, it resembles he the way that the child name is Cran, so he like by. And by take it out on the child, that is the reason I'm similar to you all together. We don't require you. I gave him a key to my home. He approached that to the den. All's he's frightened to stroll and all that like. He act odd like. Since I got my own similar to he does theme. Like just cause we didn't get this house together. He won't ever stroll in this that is cool yet you web-based discussing your child goodness. He really wanted me. No we didn't you did that. To make sure you could talk online about it. What are you referring to? You wasn't so worried about his Dan hernia. When you came to Baltimore, you was worried about putting out that damn tone. How about we discuss that? Didn't you put out that tune in the video? She proceeds to let everybody know that the explanation Bluefist even went on a tirade on Twitter was a direct result of certain conflicts they had about her not having any desire to sign to the record Mark Mill Music, which is possessed by Bluefist additionally, for her not having any desire to change her infant's most memorable name to Jonathan, which is Blueface's legitimate name, and in light of the fact that she didn't change her returns to Blue's name that are coming from Zeus Organization, a web-based feature for their show Insane, and Love, both of them being called Insane, is most certainly a misrepresentation after this embarrassment. Since whether this is genuinely the explanation, there was no requirement for the son to be tossed in the crossfire after Sishan took to online entertainment and truly uncovered what was happening in the background among her and Blueface, quickly erased any post he made about his child, and was prohibited from Twitter for a brief time frame yet. When his record was formally unbanned, he put out a reaction saying my telephone was taken yesterday. I just got another one, people. I'm back. My Twitter was hacked. Fans didn't allow this to go unaddressed, however, as they remarked saying he did that. And definitely the Henny took his telephone. From that point forward, Blueface has not put out whatever other explanations. There has been only quiet from the rapper, as he holds up till all that subsides and individuals forget about at least concerned fans in obscurity. With respect to why Blueface even posted these noteworthy photos of his own infant child, while as we would see it's just one more type of them keeping up with their importance and shows advancement as they've been unquestionably flourishing when it comes down to moving over questionable issues between one another when you figured things couldn't deteriorate. Either Gan went on another Instagram live and uncovered Blueface for being gay and called him the P word for having his other child's express picture in his own telephone. Generally speaking, this whole circumstance has left everybody in shock and has even passed on them to consider if Blueface and Krishan are even fit to bring up their own kids, because of the way that the two of them appear to disregard them. The explanation I say this is since. In such a case that Krishan didn't take the children to get looked up for his clinical issues, for what reason couldn't Blueface do it without anyone's help? And in the event that Sishan truly thought often about her child's concern, for what reason is she going to the studio to make a tune about Bluefus just after the episode about her kid guardians don't typically go to the studio to diss their life partner, just subsequent to being a piece of an occurrence, for example. This in addition to the fact that that happened, yet a new Instagram live video of Cran Rock taking her kid to the emergency clinic surfaced internet. Based in this video, she's conversing with the specialist and is informed that her arrangement was for one more day and that she had missed it, so what might any ordinary individual really do all around put one more arrangement for one more day right, yet Casein did the specific inverse and began slamming Bluefess for not being there with her despite the fact that she is totally justified for being discontent with Bluefess not being there with her during significant